Welcome dear student. Myself Mukudolkar, lecturer in Mechanical Engineering Department, Guru Govind Singh Polytechnic. First of all, congratulations and welcome to important year of your career, second year mechanical. So now we will see what include in this particular video. So you already gone through the subjects of second year mechanical. For your odd semester there are 6 subjects. So the total marks for third semester is 950. So I'm not going into the deep of all the subjects. Just focus on our subject, that is thermal engineering. So the subject code is 22337 and which is having a grand total of 150 marks. Just one thing is there, ESC is provided, which is internal. So at the end of the semester there is an end sem examination for practical, which is having 25 marks. So this is your subject, thermal engineering. Please remember the one thing, you have entered into the mechanical engineering department now, and this is your first subject which is having a core discipline or core knowledge of mechanical engineering, because you already know that you have to work as a mechanical engineer. You have to work with some of the power developing, or you can say power generating devices, or you can deal with some of the power absorbing devices. So there are so many devices. Boilers are there, turbine, then compressor, IC engine, refrigerators are there. So you can say this is your first basic subject of all the components which are working, or you can say power developing. So during thermal engineering we have to learn the basics of all the things. So in rational you can clearly observe here, the thermal engineering forms one of the core engineering subjects for mechanical engineering students. As a diploma engineer, diploma mechanical engineering, you have to work with various power producing and power absorbing devices. So that's why thermal engineering is become a very important subject. So in thermal engineering you have to establish a foundation required to design, operate and maintain these devices. So you have to learn how to design these components, operate these components, or how to maintain all these components, because these all components are having a very heavy cost. And along with this, you already know that in India electricity is produced with the help of coal, because we have abundant coal storage. So that's why almost 80 to 90% of electricity is generated with the help of conventional thermal power plant. So that's why this thermal power plant, or you can say the components allied with that thermal power plant, is included in thermal engineering course. So this is all about your thermal engineering rational. So these are the things you will learn during thermal engineering section. Then competencies. So first of all, by learning this subject, you can use the principle of thermal engineering to maintain the thermal related equipment. So whatever the thermal related equipments are there, you can with the help of its principle you can able to maintain these all the components. So these are the competencies you will learn at the end of the course. Then these are the some of the outcomes, course outcome. You already gone through what do you mean by course outcome. So as far as subject wise is considered, so first one is apply law of thermodynamics to devices based on thermodynamics. So during thermal engineering, we have to first deal with the laws of the thermodynamics, on which law these compounds are operated or operating. So we have to learn the laws first and apply, and after learning the laws you have to apply the laws also. Okay, then second one is use first law of thermodynamics for ideal gas in closed system. So two laws are there, first law of thermodynamics and second law of thermodynamics. We have to learn the one by one and use all these laws to various applications. We will go into the details of all these words. What do we mean by ideal gas and closed system? Then third one is use relevant steam boiler. So we have to learn the boilers also, steam boilers. What is the purpose of steam boiler, where they are actually used, and what is the role of the steam boilers in thermal power plant or in thermal engine. Okay, then use of steam nozzle and turbines. So boiler, nozzle, turbine, condenser, these all the compounds are included in your thermal power plant. So we will learn the, when we go through all the chapters sequence wise, you will learn all these compounds, their application, their use, why they are using, and last one is use suitable modes of heat transfer. So we will see, uh, this is teaching screen, we already discussed. As far as thermal engineering is considered, there are 6 chapters are included, and these 6 chapters are like this. You can have the, this is your typical thermal power plant. You can observe here, this is a typical thermal power plant. So you can observe here, at the bottom hot well is provided. So from hot well you can observe boiler is provided. If you go through the arrows, so first component is boiler. So we have one chapter related to steam boilers. Then next turbine is there. So we have one more chapter of steam turbine. Then next condenser is there, and along with condenser one dome shape like structure is there, that is cooling tower. On right side you can observe hot water, and through that compound cold water goes inside your condenser. So condenser and cooling tower, this is your third number chapter. So these 3 chapters are included, and this is a typical figure of your thermal power plant. So we have 3 chapters. One is regarding boiler, steam turbine, second, then condenser and cooling tower. So as this is your first basic subject, so we are not going into the compounds level directly. So we are not learning the boiler as a first chapter. Before that we required some its basic knowledge, and for brush up that your basic knowledge, so 2 chapters are included before boiler, turbine and condenser. That chapter is known as fundamentals of thermodynamics. So this is your first chapter, that is fundamentals of thermodynamics. So already here are some of the unit outcomes are provided. So what included in that unit? So this is the first, these are the 4 section, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. So you can clearly observe. I am not going to read all these subject syllabus line one by one. So I am just give you one brief, 1 minute brief introduction of chapter number 1. So chapter number 1 is a chapter in which you have to learn various laws of thermodynamics, their application, some definitions are there, and some basic concepts are included. So this is all about your chapter number 1, that is fundamental of thermodynamics. Then second one is ideal gas and ideal gas processes. So this is your second number chapter, which is also included in basic portion. So you have to learn the basic first, and then we will move to the compound level. So unit outcomes are provided. So you can observe here, unit outcomes are provided, and these are the topics and subtopics of chapter number 2. In second number chapter, you have to also learn what do you mean by ideal gas and why we learn the gas, then laws of the gas, its application and all that. This all portion is included in your unit number 2. So these are the two basic chapters of thermal engineering. On that, these two basic chapters. In third year you have two subjects, power engineering and refrigeration, and in last semester you have a full 70 mark subject of refrigeration and air conditioning. So their base is lies in your thermal engineering, these two chapters. So these two chapters are very important in terms of basics. Then third one is, that is steam and steam boiler. I already told you that we have to learn the thermal power plant in thermal engineering. So three devices are there. First one is steam boiler. So we have to learn the what do you mean by steam boilers and regarding steam boilers. So you can observe here the unit outcome of this third unit, steam and steam boiler, and these are the topics and subtopics of the boiler. So these all are we will learn during our theory lectures. Then chapter number 4, steam turbine. So after boiler, next component is turbine. Same thing is there. This is a power generating device. So how it generates the power and how we convert the generated power into electricity. So we are not learning the how it converts the electricity, but we are limited to how it actually generates the power. Then next one is steam condenser. So third compound is steam condenser. Along with that, one more small compound is there, cooling tower is there. So here are the some of the unit outcomes of this chapter number 5, and these are the subtopics. In this 5th number chapter, you have to learn what is the role of the condenser in thermal power plant, why they are necessary, then its classification, then its defects, faults, and some of the numericals are also included in condenser. So this is your chapter number 5. So these 5 chapters are included in your thermal engineering, and you can clearly observe that it is nothing but your thermal power plant. So you have to learn the thermal power plant, and along with that, then last one, that is your heat transfer and heat exchanger. So this is a different subject which is different from your thermal engineering. It is known as heat transfer and mass transfer. So we will learn the basics of what do you mean by heat, what do you mean by heat transfer, then its mode, some of the laws, and all these things are included in your chapter number 6, heat transfer. Along with that, we will also learn the one more component, heat exchanger. So this is the syllabus of your thermal engineering, which include 6 chapters. First 2 initial chapters are the basics of the thermodynamics, chapter number 3, 4, 5 are the components of the thermal power plant, and last one is one more basic chapter of heat and mass transfer. So this is the thermal engineering. So overall you can observe from the syllabus, we have to deal with the laws of the thermodynamics. Various laws are included in each and every chapter. Then we have to also learn the laws of the heat transfer also. Then we have to learn the principle on which the compounds are operated or working. Then definition, we have to learn the definition of the some of the concepts, some of the properties, some of the characters of the devices, of the process, and all that. Then numericals are provided, chapter number 1, chapter number 2. So these two basic chapter include some of the numericals. Then your condenser chapter, chapter number 5, includes some of the numericals, and last chapter, heat transfer, also included some of the numericals. Numericals are simple and very easy. If you learn the theory properly, you can solve any type of numerical. Then construction, diagram, and working. So from chapter number 3, 4, 5, so you have to learn the component. You will move to the component level, and when we move to the component level, we have to see the classification of the boiler, classification of the turbine, classification of the condenser, and when classification arises, so you have to learn the construction, how it works, and how they are different from each other. So types are there. So diagrams are also included in your thermal engineering. Then these are the list of practicals. So 16 number of practicals are there in thermal engineering. We have a schedule of 2 hours on each and every week. So during that period we will cover this practical. For conducting all these practical, we have a dedicated thermal engineering lab. Then suggested learning resources. So I am recommending you the 4th number textbook, which is a textbook of thermal engineering, author R.S. Khurmi, and publisher is S. Chand Publication. This thermal engineering book will help you in thermal engineering as well as power engineering, and for your refrigeration and air conditioning subject also. And also it is very helpful during your degree courses also, if you are going for higher studies also. So I am recommending you the 4th number title of the book, or you can also buy any one of all these books. So all the books are very informative and very easy to learn. Please, I am recommending you, please do not buy the TechMax or Techni or any other textbook type of books for thermal engineering. We have notes with you. I'm also give you the notes of all the chapters of thermal engineering. So I think there is no need of buying textbook for thermal engineering. And if you want to really buy a thermal engineering book, so you can go for this 4th number, that is R.S. Khurmi and J.K. Gupta's S. Chand Publication, a book on thermal engineering. So in last year we have a 100% result in thermal engineering. As far as thermal engineering, it is very easy subject, conceptual subject, and very interesting if you go one by one. If you learn the basic well, you can do good in power engineering also, and you can do good in refrigeration also. So this is one your simple base. If you make up your base strong, so it will leads to you a very good percentage or marks in not only in thermal engineering but also in power engineering also and in refrigeration also. So now get ready for to set a new benchmark in thermal engineering. In last year we have 100 out of 100 marks in thermal engineering also. So best of luck to all of you. So thank you very much for your patience listening. If you have any kind of doubt in thermal engineering or in content wise or syllabus wise, so you can contact to me. Thank you very much.